Ooh, it is not often in late May we are talking about one of the top free agents, regardless of when he would be released. That is the case right now. DeAndre Hopkins, somewhat surprisingly released by the Arizona Cardinals earlier today. Now, how did we get here? Let's start with the fact that there were trade talks during the season for DeAndre Hopkins, who, of course, still a baller, but ran into some off-the-field trouble, was suspended, has a big salary. Those trade talks did not come to fruition right around the time of the trade deadline. Then there were talks around the start of free agency. At that point, there were several teams interested. A lot of those teams have since filled the void. Ooh, it is not often in late May we are talking about one of the top free agents, regardless of when he would be released. That is the case right now. DeAndre Hopkins, somewhat surprisingly released by the Arizona Cardinals earlier today. Now, how did we get here? Let's start with the fact that there were trade talks during the season for DeAndre Hopkins, who, of course, still a baller, but ran into some off-the-field trouble, was suspended, has a big salary. Those trade talks did not come to fruition right around the time of the trade deadline. Then there were talks around the start of free agency. At that point, there were several teams interested. A lot of those teams have since filled the void at receiver. And right before the draft, the Arizona Cardinals had more trade talks centered around DeAndre Hopkins. There were plenty of teams interested. And really, it would be all the good teams, from the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Patriots. Several teams interested in DeAndre Hopkins that could not work out the compensation and the salary. Certainly, he was willing to take less than the $19.45 million that the Cardinals clear in cash and do not have to pay him going forward. But ultimately, the decision by the Arizona Cardinals was this. They were not going to have a receiver, even though a receiver of his caliber at that salary. They move on. They take all the $22+ million dead cap hit this year, so not post June 1. And because it was already announced, DeAndre Hopkins can start talking to teams as a free agent right now.
Let's get it. DeAndre Hopkins we have breaking news here. DeAndre Hopkins have been released by the Arizona Cardinals. That's right.
That's right.
You hear it. The Arizona Cardinals. D-Hop has been released. He's a veteran. He got the people say he's the best route runner, got best hands in the league. So right now we talking with Dre, Coach Dre, as you know him.
That's right.
What you got to say about this, Dre?
I think it's tremendous for the Arizona Cardinals as a team, because we really didn't. We wanted commitment. We wanted commitment. And when you out here, on podcasts, is not being as committed, as dialed in with the team, not showing up to OTAs, it throws it's like you throwing salt on the team. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he wasn't committed, man. Like, if you're not committed to the team, they gotta let you go. And plus, as you heard from Rappaport, man, we wasn't paying them no $19 million, man. We wasn't gonna finish that pay. We wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah, that sounds right. But you know what I mean? Like you said about the podcast thing, let's watch and see what D-Hop had to say about the top quarterbacks that he wanted to play with. Let's see.
You say these are some dope quarterbacks that I would love to throw me the ball the second part of my career.
Oh, that's a good question. I would have to say one of my favorite quarterbacks that I've been watching since he came in the league is Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he reminds me of an old school or of a new school Andrew Luck. And I love Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts. Man, he's Houston kid, your dog, Jalen. Number 3, who I would love to have a ball thrown by. Patrick Mahomes, obviously.
Ooh,
number 4, I'm gonna have to go with. I gotta go with the underdog, man. The people, not a lot of people respect this guy, but as a throwing quarterback, Lamar Jackson, obviously. And number 5. That's a good one. That's a good question. Number 5.
Dak Prescott.
I like Dak Prescott.
Any of these young rookie quarterbacks stand out to you? Do you want to catch a ball from a young player? Are you past that point in your career? Like, some guys out there.
I'm past that point in my career, but I heard that the quarterback we got from Houston is pretty good. I like him. My grandfather was sending me his highlights on YouTube. But my number 5 quarterback, man, because it's some good quarterbacks out there that's young and good. I'm gonna have to go with my dude in San Diego or the Chargers.
Herbert.
I'm gonna have to
Justin
go with
Herbert.
man.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna take the training
with that, man. With that saying, you see, he said his top quarterbacks. He had Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson,
Right.
and Jalen Hurts. Man, as he's a free agent, you know what I mean. What would you want him to? Where would you think he would go, man? What would you see him
I
going?
feel like Detroit. Go to Detroit. You got a good tight end over there. You got a good young receiver in Williams. You got an up and coming receiver in St. Brown. You got a good offensive line. You got a tremendous running game. You got a great running. Well, she could be a great running game, a great backfield. And you got Goff is very seasoned, and Goff is actually so underrated. You got a young, strong defense, man. I don't see why not go to Detroit. Because think about this though. Detroit already got themselves established last year. It's 8-8. They didn't make the playoffs, right? I get that, but you see the promise there. They just a receiver away, a good receiver away. St. Brown, D Hop, and Williams. You can't tell me that's not a good combination. You can't tell me it's not a good combination right there. And then Goff is seasoned.
Well, I know Goff is seasoned and Williams a gambling habit and everybody else. I don't see that happen. You know what I mean? I can see the guy, you know what I mean? He wants to win a ring. He wants to win a ring. And his best chance, if he wants to win a ring, is, you know what I mean? I say Kansas City. You know what I mean? I can see Travis Kelce, you know what I mean? Him, Rice, MVS, you know what I mean? Right here in Kansas City is the best spot for him to be playing ball, man.
I don't know though. I don't know. I don't know. Not Kansas City, because they're already deep in wide receiver. Why would you want to add? Remember, Kansas City want to build from within a younger guy. You want to build because we got to see what Justin Ross going to do. We got to see what Scott Moore going to do. You still got Rasheed Rice. You still got a lot of combinations.
Right.
Kate and you got Kadarius Toney. So you don't really need that, because to me, that's going to make these other guys renege and want to play for Kansas City because they want their spot, their opportunity. So I want to say that's a good fit for them. I feel like Lamar Jackson over there with them. You get OBJ, you got D Hop, Flowers, you know what I'm saying? You got Mark Andrews, you got a good young tight end, a good young up and coming tight end, underrated, I want to say. You have it right there in Baltimore. I mean, I don't see why not go to Baltimore.
When I saying Kansas City, if you want to win a ring, if you want to win a ring, D Hop, come on over here to Kansas City. Come over here to Kansas City, where you got the best quarterback in the league, and then you also have the best tight end in the league. And why not add your talents to the group? Then you can teach the young group how to ball. So,
Andy Reid, but wait, you forgot about Andy Reid now. Andy Reid is a big part of that now. Andy Reid can teach you have a whole lot more from their perspective. I'm not too much worried about what the Chiefs already have. I'm much worried about what Andy Reid can give to D-Hop to make him better. Like, would it be tremendous? Absolutely. But at the same time, you don't want to take away from what the Chiefs already built, from what the Chiefs already got solidified. So you want to take that. I can see them going over there to San Diego. I mean, to LA, you know, because they injury prone guys over there. They need some help. Need a strong, consistent receiver. Why not? D Hop. You got the guy from TCU, the rookie Jameson over there. You got Mike Williams, a healthy Mike Williams. You got a good running game too. So
you got Keenan Allen.
See why not? I mean, yeah, it's consistent. That'd be one of the best receiver duos in the league. But I say go over there. Why not go over there? Because you got to understand too. Chief doesn't need a D Hop. They really don't need him. It's just icing on the cake.
I think it's great icing on the cake to have on that cake.
Great icing on the cake.
You know, it wasn't a big. You know, I wasn't like okay, bring D Hop to Kansas City, But in this case, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Why? What's hurting, man? As we look at his highlights, man. As we look at his highlights, man. D Hop has been that guy. You know what I mean? He has been that guy since he was in Houston, and since he's with Kyler Murray. D Hop have been that guy. The catches he be making, the highlight reels he be making of people. D Hop has been that guy. Now, if you can see that in the Chiefs uniform, yeah. Can you see that in the Bills uniform? Maybe, but you still ain't gonna get no ring if you go there with the Bills. The Bills are iffy. You go to Baltimore, Lamar Jackson gonna be running, so that is iffy. You go over there, Jalen Hurts, and that's a running team too. So then you go to Justin Herbert. Is they gonna overcome the Chiefs? No. So why not join the hot hand and end your career where you have a high chance of getting a ring? As you highlight.
Well, you forgot though. You got about Detroit Lions. They're a passing. They're a balanced team. And Goff going to give you the ball. He's going to give you the ball, man. That's why people don't understand with Detroit. He's going to give you the ball. I think about, let's say Detroit play Kansas City with D-Hop on Detroit. What y'all going to do with that? Like, what honestly, the matchup problems, the matchups and shit. St. Brown, Williams got that speed. D-Hop is a true X receiver. You got that. You got that with a strong offensive line, with a strong running game, running back. We know about that boy Gibbs, your boy Gibbs from Alabama. We know what he can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna cause so much problems for the opposition. So I say Detroit all day. I say Detroit, man.
So you telling me that if you was D-Hop, you leaving the Arizona Cardinals to go to Detroit to play with Jared Goff?
See, I didn't like how that sound.
It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good, man. Like you gonna leave your squad to go play with Jared Goff. I don't think that sounds good at all, man. I don't think that sounds good. Again, D-Hop, if you want to win, I'll say the best odds is Kansas City. Then you got him at Baltimore. That's a toss up. Then you have the Bills and you have the New England Patriots. And yeah, you said Detroit Lions. They are on that list. But
big.
But my take, man, if it was me, if I'm D-Hop, I'm coming to Kansas City. I'm coming to Kansas City.
And he playing in the dome with Detroit now. He is playing in the dome. You're playing in the New England outside, Buffalo snow, Baltimore snow, Kansas City snow. Right. Detroit, you're playing in the dome now. You're playing in the dome.
I'm taking so you said Alliance, but what would be Alliance. Yeah, I said the Chiefs, you said Alliance, but what would be your sleeper team as we end off here? What would be your sleeper team and why?
The Browns, because of the chemistry he had with Deshaun Watson. And we seen how productive he was against y'all in your first Super Bowl run, how he slacks and put a beat down on Kansas City. You know, I don't mean no disrespect, but we seen it. With those two, and with Watson got better, he got more experience. He's seasoned, Diop seasoned, and with the addition of Cooper, and we got Cooper, Elijah Moore over there now, Cedric Tillman. So yeah, with that nucleus of young receivers with the two veterans on the outside, and with a heavy run game with Chubbs, I can see that hands down. I can see that one. That to me would be the sleeper team for me.
My sleeper team will be Houston, going back where it all started, helping out the young guy in Tank Dell, helping out C.J. Stroud, going back where it all started, and that's where I think that's where he's from. I may be correct, or maybe I'm wrong, and that's where he always reside at. So why not go back to where it all started? Then finish it all out.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that would be my sleeper team, but my odds are the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nope. Sorry.
The Kansas City Chiefs
would not be getting D-Hop. They would not be getting D-Hop. Sorry.
So with that said, that was breaking news from here at Bowtie Sports Podcast with me, Henstein, myself, and Coach Dre, Andre Kevin.
AKA Coach Dre.
That's our thoughts on D-Hop and see where he goes. But we will keep you updated with the news and everything else. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out.
We out.